because this has been positive. And so my reentry has made me not as apprehensive as I was when I left. So yeah, it's definitely changed the taste in my mouth for the franchise.
First off, I want to say congratulations. I mean, Ultimate Girls Trip, this has been like the Super Bowl for Real Housewives fans. I feel like people have been talking about it every week. They were waiting for it for so long. How do you feel now that it's finally out? Because I know you guys wrapped like last September, so it's been a minute.
Yes, I mean, I'm excited because we felt like this is what people would love. And I felt like it was classic Housewives, with all the accoutrements of what makes a great housewife show. And so I knew that people would enjoy this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are. I'm sure you can see week after week, be it the fan accounts and the memes, and almost every single one of your interviews, by the way, is being pulled for some sort of meme or some sort of a fan post, which has been awesome to see. Talk to me a little bit about the decision to join. Like, I just kind of want to know your thought process when you get an offer like this. I know we as the audience, we haven't seen you in quite some time. What goes into your thought process to say yes?
Well, we've been talking about me coming back into the, NBC Universal Housewife franchise for some years, but I wanted to make sure that it was the right fit for me and that I was comfortable with it because, honey, Housewives gives you PSTD, honey. You feel like you have to get you some counseling when you leave Housewives. And so when Andy called and said, hey, I've got the perfect opportunity and this will be perfect. And he said vacation. I was like, count me in. Vacation, COVID, no children, count me in. Where are we going?
Yes, and we're of course really glad you did. I think that's so interesting too, you saying the PTSD thing, because that clearly comes up. I mean, it seems like when you guys film these shows, it's a huge part of your life. Then when you're done, it's not a big part of your life, but you still have these relationships and these memories and everything. How was it navigating being with these other women who had similar experiences to you, but different? And I think we're still dealing with a lot of their stuff, almost than you are.
Well, for me, I am very empathetic because I realized what I went through, and I realized that everyone that is on any national platform in a reality space, you have to learn how to take the good, bad, and ugly and live through it. And so, you take your licks because that's just what comes with the territory. And it can be very rewarding, but then at the same time, it can be very traumatizing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what fans are really responding to, is for all you guys, how authentic you are, but also how these Ultimate Girls Trip shows, there's no fourth wall. So you guys are talking about your experience. Was that freeing at all? Because I know it's different when you're on, Real Houses of Atlanta, where I'm sure there are moments where it's broken, but it's more like, we're here at this dinner, or we're having this phone call or whatever.
When I was on Housewives of Atlanta, we never broke the fourth wall. So this was very exhilarating to be able to say, well, that wasn't on camera, or, and just make it known that things do happen off camera that people aren't aware of. And so that helps people understand that, okay, it really didn't happen like this, or this person is very emotional because something else, there's a piece missing that we don't know about.
Right, absolutely. And with that, I think it's been so fun for audiences to see, because you and Eva weren't really on around the same time, but you guys have such a close connection and really ride for each other and have each other's back throughout a lot
of our families have been close for almost forever. So I know her entire family, she knows my entire family, and our connection goes beyond anything Bravo, because we weren't on at the same time. But I mean, I love her, and I mean, we are family in real life. So yeah, so it was good to be on with somebody that and you know what they stand for, how I just know her.
Right. And listen, as you can see, or as you lived out, some people who come from the same shows aren't necessarily friends at all, or had just worked together years ago and have a lot to hash out. With that being said, who are you closest with outside of Eva, because you knew her before? Have you struck up like surprising friendships? Are you still in communication with some of these women that you did this trip with?
The beauty of this whole mashup is I really got to, and this was, I have to say this, I never have ever watched any of the other franchises intently like I would watch Atlanta because obviously I was on it. And so because I don't ever want to have a false sense of knowing people when you really don't know them. And so when I came in, I had a clean slate. I didn't look up anyone. I said, I'm going to do this and give everyone a fair chance. And, you know, people saying, oh, this person's crazy, this person like that. And this is, and I said, no, I want to meet them in this set, you know, and, you know, just give them the opportunity to be who they are now versus what people think they are, who they were, you know, several years ago. And so when I say I talk to everybody on a weekly basis, some people like Dorinda and Brandy on a daily basis. And we're super close. And I mean, Tamara and I spoke a million times over the weekend. And, you know, I just love it that we really created bonds across these different franchises that are really lasting bonds. And, you know, Taylor, I've always loved that cat meme and her little lips. We talk all the time. I mean, I love Taylor. And so she'll call me and we'll just chop it up. And it's a good thing.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you guys have, again, gone through something so specific and unique. I think even in reality TV, I think being a Real Housewife is something, there's a reason why it's so popular, right? And why there's such a big association to it. And you guys have all gone through that. And to be able to come out closer, as opposed to, I think, what could be the opposite in a lot of different cases is really great.
Yes. No, so I mean, that's why I really enjoyed it because it was a positive experience. And that's what I was hoping for.
Right.
So manifested.
Yes, exactly. You brought that in, which is very good. I have another question for you, of course, because this isn't the only Housewives show we've seen you on recently, Phaedra, because you may have been in Dubai, which we saw our dear friend Caroline Brooks brought you over there. Tell me about that and how that happened, because you were witness to some mess on a ski slope, and I feel like you had a front row seat to it all.
Yes, you know, what's funny is of course, I know Caroline's family as well. And so I was actually over there when she got the call that she had been chosen for the franchise. And, you know, I just was tickled because, of course, being a vet of the franchise, I know what it comes with. And so she was like, oh my gosh. And so she's like, you've got to come back. You've got to, you know, show up on the show and hang out with me. And I was like, I don't know. But of course I did it, and I love the ladies over there. And I just think it's such a unique experience for us to, first of all, be in a different country that's so different from what we know as citizens of the United States. And you've got the extreme diversity of, you know, race, religion, you know, thoughts of, you know, what's right and what's wrong. And so I love that franchise. I mean, and I would definitely, you know, love to continue with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's the response, I think, has been great for everything that you said. It's refreshing, I think, to see this franchise, and it was so awesome to see you there too. The fans are, of course, super excited about that. And just to round things out in that similar vein, you know, with this, I just want to say congratulations again. It's so nice to see you. I'm sure you're used to fans asking when is Phaedra coming back and all this stuff. With this, I feel like, have you scratched that itch again? Would you be open to doing reality TV or Real Housewives more frequently like you had in the past, after you've had some time away?
You know what? If the experience is like this, yes, because this has been positive. And so my reentry has made me not as apprehensive as I was when I left. So yeah, it's definitely changed the taste in my mouth for the franchise.
Yes, absolutely. And listen, I think with time, there's always so much growth and everything, and it's awesome to see you. And again, like I said, the fans have been so excited. I can't wait for the last episode tomorrow. I'm going to be there bright and early watching.
Oh, it's gonna be good.